This is our friend Pedro Maldonado's shop in Torremolinos, where he makes flamenco and classical guitars, and he's been so kind as to let us video all the different steps of making a guitar. Pedro Maldonado, and we're going to be watching him make guitars, all the different steps. I'll watch Pedro glue the backs together for a guitar, and we just asked him how he cut the wood so perfectly, and he says they send it out to a specialist who just does that, nothing else. The wood is very expensive, so it has to be cut perfect.
This, have to put more glue on it.
No. You have to put some more glue. You dance the Sevillanos, Pedro?
Huh?
Do you dance the Sevillanos?
No, I don't.
You don't dance.
Difficult.
Yes. Lo leo.
How many of these backs did you say you were going to make? 60?
60, yeah. 50 or 60.
Wow.
Wow, that's really tight.
Okay, finish.
Pedro's filing the little arches to fit into the rosette. He has a world of patience to do this.
What is there, 50s, 50 some of them, Pedro? 50 some?
50?
50?
Yes, 50.
50?
Yeah, 50 pieces.
You have to glue the arches in.
Yes, after putting all the pieces,
Uh-huh.
I have to glue it.
Glue it all.
Yes.
And then how long does it take before you can do the next step?
Until tomorrow.
Oh, till tomorrow?
Yes, 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
So you can't make one rosette in one day?
No, in 2 days.
2 days?
2 days, yeah.
This is dry?
Yeah.
You have to run the machine around it again?
Yes, I put the machine here. Yes, I cut round.
You cut all this, huh? All of this?
Yes.
How did you get this in there? The scrap? Oh, you used
Yes.
yeah, right, yeah.
With this.
Oh, senior.
Was
His shop is in Malaga.
Really?
only one.
Only one.
Yes, I'm making 4. And there is one by order. One of them.
Oh, that's right. Those were the two that were here?
Yes. These are by order too. No.
Uh-huh.
No.
They're finished?
No, I'm finished. I have to pass some paper on the varnish and to polish.
No.
I'm finished.
Now those are the ones you sprayed last weekend? Two of them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, those are the two that were here.
Yes.
One's a little thicker than the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're ready now to polish.
Yes. I have to glue the bridge. After polishing the guitar, I have to glue the bridge
Uh-huh.
and to make the bones. The pieces of bone.
The whistle.
The whistle.
Now in the back, the bone in the back, do you make those too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nut. They call it.
The nut.
You call it a nut?
No.
Oh yeah.
I have to make it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's bone also.
Yeah. And last step is to put the strings, no, and the plastic, no, the protection.
Right.
Yeah.
And
For
then
flying.
the frets are in? No?
Yes.
The frets are in.
Yes.
Okay, Pedro's taken all the arches out.
And he's using hide glue.
After he made them all to fit the rosette, and now he's using the hide glue, and he's going to glue them in.
The hide glue has to be melted. That's why he has this pot over here to the right.
It takes 2 days to complete the rosette, so we're going to have to come back tomorrow and watch him do the rest of it.
Before he can put the arches in, first he has to make them, which is a lot of work just making the arches before he gets to install them in the rosette.
Okay. Finish.
Finished.
For today.
For today. Now you don't have to wipe that glue off because you sand it off later, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, I send paper. No?
Yeah.
Tomorrow in the morning,
I see.
I have to cut this, no? And this.
Right.
From the Mezquita of Córdoba.
Mezquita de Córdoba.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, yesterday you cut the circle.
Grooves.
Huh?
The grooves.
Oh, the grooves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the rest of the rosette.
Mm-hmm.
Are you making a decision or looking for good ones? You're going to decide which ones you're going to use?
Oh, yes.
You already know.
Yes.
That's a combination there.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
He wants, yeah.
Todo lo coge, la propaganda, los papeles, todo es igual, él lo coge todo, y tirar eso será.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of glue sands off easy, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Because white glue would be very difficult to get out of the grain of the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's getting pretty.
How many pieces are going in there of the strips?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yeah,
Seven strips of
Yeah, 7
wood?
strips of wood. yeah.
Wow. No wonder you keep them tied together. I wondered why he had them all tied.
Yeah, so you could keep them in the right order.
Yeah.
Those grooves have to be exactly right. They have to go in like that, or else they have big gaps around it. Or they're very tight.
What's he doing?
He's going to cut them off square so that when he puts the next piece in, it'll come out perfect. Very tedious.
He needs just another little piece to go in to that section.
Almost like paper, isn't it? Very
first
nice.
part finish.
Very nice.
Has to make sure that the 7 pieces for the other section are the exact same pattern as the first one.
A very fine adjustment, huh?
Yeah. Very easy.
Just to make the thickness just right.
Yeah.
And it's got the level,
Mhm.
bubble. Yeah, boy, very nice.
I have to put it right. This is broken again.
Broke it again, huh?
It's so thin that it breaks real easy. He's broke 2 of them, he's trying again.
Very nearly paper. Putting it in now to compare.
He just fitted the 7 pieces in, and 1 more is still too thick, so he has to go back and sand it. They all have to be exactly perfect to fit in there right.
Really tight. Yeah.
That's why you can't tell it's that many pieces,
Because it's so tight. Yeah.
because it's so tight, fits so perfect.
Oh, soft.
Lo voy a hacer con este.
Yeah, a little soft. Yeah. All of those strips were all handmade and sawed apart before he started putting into the rosette.
Oh, that's beautiful, Pedro.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is.
Pedro has it all sanded now, and the rosette is all finished. Absolutely beautiful. Pedro holding his finished masterpiece. It's gorgeous.
Hole, I have to water it. Have to put some water on it and wait some minutes.
Okay, bend the wood. So now the wood is wet, and he's let it soak for a while, and he's heated the machine, and he's bending it to fit the shape of the guitar. Oh my goodness. Huh. You can hear it sizzling on the water. Wow. Oh my goodness. Snap, crackle, and pop. Huh. goodness. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the experience.
He knows just where to bend it. Oh my goodness. You didn't think you'd ever see how that was done, did you, Frank?
No, I can't believe it. I can't believe that stuff's that flexible.
Oh. Wow. How fascinating. Look at that. How hot does that get? The machine, pretty hot?
Yes, very hot now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes, finish.
Finished. Pedro's getting ready to put the autos that he bent yesterday and glue them to the tapa before he puts the reinforcing blocks in. He's applying glue to the heel of the guitar. The side is cut at an angle so that it'll fit perfectly into the slot.
Now Pedro's going to put the mold around the guitar. lots of clamps.
So there's no glue goes under the autos against the topper? No glue in here? No?
Yeah, there's none. In the block.
Just in the block,
Just in the block, yeah.
but not in the side, not in the
No.
autos.
No.
And then the little reinforcers.
Yeah.
Now that's the piece you made last night?
Yes. Yes.
Ready to start putting all the little pieces in. And those are all handmade too. Now what do you call those?
Reinforcing blocks.
Reinforcing blocks.
Viaje?
Sí, sí.
Otra guitarra.
Tipo medio.
He puts one above the bar also. Above each of the bars. Boy, that's a lot of tedious work, Pedro. Beautiful. Pedro's going to glue the reinforcement in for the back now. Now he cleans the excess glue that comes out. Pedro has just glued the second half in and now he's clamping it. Pedro uses the mirror to check to make sure that the seam is perfectly tight. Okay, now Pedro has finished those and the next step will be the supporting bars. Pedro has routed the notches around the top of the guitar to put the braces in, And now he's sanding them and making sure they fit perfect before he glues them in. Pedro's using the plane to plane it down to the right level. They have a slight bow on the top of them and they have to be just perfect. Pedro does it all by eye, just looking at it. You can tell when it's just right.
What kind of wood are they, Pedro?
It's German pine.
Oh, German pine too.
Yes. Now I have to round this.
Oh, uh-huh.
This machine is called a planer. Hard to believe the work that goes into just making one strut. After planing it, now he sands it. They're all ready to glue now. Perfect?
Perfect.
Now, tomorrow you put the back on.
Yes. Tomorrow we'll do it.
Pedro's cutting the notches that are going to go over the struts that he put in the last day. Pedro's checking to make sure that the back fits properly with the notches that he cut in it. Those are supports that Pedro's putting in. What are those called, Frank?
Spring clamps.
Spring clamps he's putting on.
I was wondering why he had the mold elevated off of the tabletop, you see now. So he put clamps on it.
Mm.
Okay, it's perfect now.
Perfect.
Pedro's cleaning it out inside.
We were joking with Pedro. We said that's not a sound hole, that's a hand hole.
Many uses for it. We'll come back up tomorrow and we'll watch Pedro put a little bit of the purfling in. Pedro's going to use the router now to cut the excess wood away. Looks more like a guitar now with the excess cut away. It's beautiful. Pedro just took the 3 little supports out from the inside of the guitar. The next step will be to make the purfling in the bottom of the guitar.
Setting the cutter.
Pedro's setting the cutter for the purfling, so you'll have it just the right width. Does that by hand.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. Look at that. Has gone all the way around the guitar with the hand cutter so that when he uses the router there won't be any splintering off of it. It'll know just exactly where to go. Pedro just wet the 2 sections of the purfling and now he has to wait a little bit for it to soften.
La guitarra esta bonita que tenía aquí, ¿te acuerdas?
Yo por ahí tiene una fotografía de él, ¿no?
Sí.
¿Y entonces cuándo te vas a casar, Pedro?
Pues...
Pedro está muy liado. Con la situación y eso.
Además, llegate ahora si quieres.
Ahora luego si esto va un paso, ¿vale?
Venga.
After Pedro puts the tape on it, holding the purfling down, now he's wrapping it. Okay, Pedro has it all wrapped now, and it needs to stay on 3 to 4 hours, so this evening when he comes back, he'll unwrap it, and he'll put the purfling on the top. And then tomorrow we'll come up and maybe watch him do the fingerboard. Pedro's measuring now to put the fingerboard on, to make sure it's in the exact perfect place. Okay, Pedro's going to cut the fingerboard to fit the sound hole. The lines that Pedro has drawn there, the outside portions is where he doesn't put glue on. That is a machine that heats the fingerboard because it's such a hard wood, it makes the glue set better. Now how long do you leave that on, Pedro?
24 hours.
The heating unit?
Yes, 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah. The wood dries completely. It's very important.
Lots of clamps used in the making of guitars. All different types and sizes.
Another inside.
Oh my, another one inside?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
No glue on the top where you put the fingerboard on the tapa.
Yes, I don't glue it here because if the guitar, when it's very dry, in summer, for example, it can break in the joint, the fingerboard and the top. And now there is not glue in here, and if it breaks under the fingerboard, and you can't see. In the other way, you can see the crack here, and it's difficult to repair.
Right.
And this is very important, not putting glue in here.
Polished the guitar last night, and he has cut the design out for the bridge, which he's now going to put on. The bridge is placed the same distance from here to the 12th fret as from here to the bridge.
Now do you have to, what, mask that? What's he doing?
He's getting ready to put it on in the clamp so that he can clamp it down. So it'll hold it tight while it dries. It takes, he says it takes about 2 days to be completely dry.
2 days
Yes.
for it to be completely dry? Huh. Well, let's see, he's got it in a clamp.
Right.
Now what does that do?
This holds the clamp down.
Oh, that holds the clamp down. Huh.
Must pull it down tight against the top.
Huh.
We have to heat the bridge.
Oh, we're gonna heat the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, see this? Use a little burner to heat the bridge.
Hmm.
You have to know many things to make a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Now why does the bridge have to be heated?
It's going here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why to heat it?
Why? Because
Makes it stick to the glue better?
yes,
Okay.
it puts the glue softer.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
One of the best pieces I have.
Yeah.
Now he's cleaning the glue off with hot water.
It's good.
The bridge is on. Oh. Pedro is getting the golpeador ready to put on the guitar. He's cut it out to fit the bridge and the rosette. Now he's trimming the edges. It's a little noise outside to add to the beauty of the whole thing.
And people coming now. It's terrible, no?
No.
Pedro is sanding the frets now. What does that do? Protect the top of the guitar?
Don't make any mistakes.
Yeah. You don't want to sand the finish off. Now Pedro's measuring it to make sure the frets are all the same height. Playing each fret individually now. Pedro's putting the tuners on now. That's a Dremel.
Motor thing is a Dremel motor there.
The Dremel motor was a gift from Arturo.
Oh, nice one.
I give my regards to Arturo from here.
You did what?
I give my regards to Arturo from here.
Okay.
You're right.
Now what do you call that you just put in?
The nut.
The nut.
Oh, the nut.
You buy the bone?
Yeah. From Japan.
From where?
Japan.
No, Japan.
They make the
Yes.
same in Japan. But it's my first time I ordered this from Japan.
Oh.
Before was made here in Spain.
Pedro's polishing the guitar now and cleaning it all up. Ready to put the strings on it. Pedro's giving the guitar the final cleaning.
Oh, that's beautiful. My word. Very difficult to believe that you could do that, Pedro.
Yes.
Yeah. Even for you, huh?
The same for me, yeah. I don't believe the guitar is finished.
But it is so beautiful. Yeah. 1 year.
Into its case.
1 year.
1 year making this guitar. For my friend Frank.
Me lo dicho mi hermano Pedro, me lo ha dicho que yo iba a ir a Estados Unidos.
Very good.
¿Usted toca?
No.
No toca tampoco.
This is the violin that Louise made. Beautiful. Huh?
Well,
That's the cello that Pedro made. My goodness.
tiene
Beautiful.
mucho trabajo.
Sí, sí.